Trying to get it so this way you guys can hear me. Sorry. Testing. That's like way low. Hold on. Technical difficulties. You guys hear me pretty good now? Hola, Thomas. What you think? You said you wanted a button-up shirt. Guess what? Finally got one. And yes, you are correct in the statement of no, it don't fit. Hey. Yeah, I'm here. Kind of. Sort of. Maybe. Just a little. I got a lot of bad news today and I'm not happy about it. I'm pouting. Billy's poor heart if he comes in. I was mad. I was mad. I wore that shirt for him and he did not show up. I was very mad. Anyway. So yeah, I got lots of bad news today. For my OnlyFans subscribers. Yeah. I can't do the shower stream anymore. My 1 p.m. stream is KO'd for right now. Yep. I don't have a hot water tank anymore. I'm not happy. I know, right? Rest in peace, shower. Hot water. No hot water. I dropped my phone in the shower. Yes, I have. I have. I actually went to go to the phone company to see if they would give me like a newer phone because I had so many issues trying to get this thing working today. Holy Land Phoenix. Holy Lord Phoenix. Hey, I like your name, by the way. So, yeah, I have no hot water tank. That was the worst news that I could have possibly got. Um, my phone didn't work all day, and it was because corporate was something was wrong with corporate. And I finally got that fixed. Went to go take the car to the car wash, and I see this long ass key mark down the whole side of my truck. Mm. Let me tell you, mommy was mad. Mad, mad. I mean, it's not even a little bit. It's like dug into the whole side of the truck. All the way down to like my back lights, into my back lights and everything. Ooh, I was mad. I was mad, mad. I didn't even finish cleaning out the inside. I started cleaning the inside of the truck, and I closed the door and I saw it, and I stepped back, and it was the whole length of the truck. I was so fucking pissed. I was like, Bub was with me. Oh, it's Kiss of the Highlander. So, howdy, Daniel Chapleski, right? Chapleski. I would chop up people's names. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm not happy about that. So the phone was an issue this morning. Then somebody already cut up all the wood, so I couldn't even do my 5 o'clock stream, which sucked. I was so looking forward to chopping wood today. I know it's like something that nobody ever gets excited about. I don't know why. I did. Plus the chainsaws are not back. They won't be back till next week, which I can't get that tree cut out. I know that there's weather coming. There was a huge ring around the moon the other day, and that means within 3 weeks that there's going to be snow or some snow-like weather. Chapieski. Chapieski. Yep. The same one as last night. Philly, is that you? No, that's not Philly. Chapieski. Chapieski. Daniel Chapieski. Awesome. I'm glad. I'm so mad too. Dollar Tree didn't have like my lip gloss that I usually get too, and I'm out. So I'm using chapstick. But I got a good thing that happened today. If you want to hear about it, Brokeback Mountain vibes on the way. Check out my IG if you want to see me cutting up some trees. Yep. I was actually Mrs. Brawny for Halloween one year. There's a picture of that too in there. So, no hot water tank. My truck got keyed. My phone system went down all day. Couldn't do anything. My stream kept dropping. Someone else cut up my wood. But I got a new pen. And I got this really cool, like, organizer thing. You see what it says? It's a 12-month calendar book. It says, make yourself proud. I thought that was super cute. It's like, I can pretend to be organized for about 5 minutes. So, no, you guys know how much I write and stuff. It's the little things, yes. Because my gold pen died. Look at that. How cool is that? It's got like a diamond on the end of it. It's not a diamond, it's plastic or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but this one is rainbow. Rainbow. So yes, I have my little wand. I swish and flick for my Harry Potter fans or whatever. I don't know nothing about Harry Potter, so don't even get me started. So nothing. I didn't even know I belonged in a Slytherin. I know, right? But I forgot what I was saying now. So where's my book? All right, we are on chapter 10 of Kiss of the Highlander. If you're just now joining me, you're gonna have to go back and watch all my other previous streams. There's at least 3 that you have to watch to get the beginning chapters. And oh my gosh, at the very least, you have to watch last night's stream. Because, whoo, buddy. We got a little toasty. Transmission can drop out of a car and I'm okay, but no coffee filters and make more rage quit life. Yes, I did. I changed a lot of my stream summary. My schedule is up now. So if you guys want to check that out, which I'm gonna have to change it because I ain't got a shower now. But yep, I got the Twitch schedule is up now. Wild content in this book now. Well, yeah, because we got past like she lost her virginity. You like how that just flipped up like that? Shoo. Yeah, I'm the same way. Oh my god. My kids have done that to me before. Where they've put the coffee grinds in the coffee pot without a filter and ran it. It's not a Keurig. I do have a Keurig, but somewhere. But we went to the storage building today. I went to go get the bed frame for Bub because I made him go in the house. And for those of you asking, no, I don't allow the kids to be out here anymore because it's too damn cold. I make them go to my parents and stay in the house. They used to during the summertime because it was fine at night. Didn't matter. They were never inside during the day anyways. But it was 27 degrees out here the other night, and all I don't have any heat. I have this little tiny heater that's on the ground. I have the camper split in half so this way I can keep this side warm. And my bed has a heated blanket. So yeah, just in case if you're wondering, I had people ask earlier. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I got snacks. Get you some snacks. Get you something to drink. Do I have a fire pit? No, unfortunately, honey, I don't. Winter fireside chats are great. Yes, they are. There is a fire. There is a wood stove in the house, but in the camper, I have a pop up camper, as you can tell. And I can't have that in here. I mean, I can have like a little fake one, like electric. I do have propane stove though, but I don't feel comfortable leaving that on, even on well. Like I get nervous about propane tanks. And if you're wondering what I'm eating, I'm addicted to this freaking popcorn. It's so bad for you. I can't stop eating it. It's an issue. It's white cheddar smart food popcorn. And they got the Toy Story Tots thing on them. How cool is that? So, yeah, it's an issue. I'm sorry if you're just listening to this stream and I'm sitting here munching away on popcorn. I got the big bag and I will legit eat that whole bag. Sorry, not sorry. Camper van is gonna be a rockin'. Nope, ain't been a rockin' ever since I got it. Get propane off a Hank Hill. Propane accessories. Do you see that meme of him hitting it to Peggy? And he says something about like, yeah, say it again. And she said something about like propane accessories. And oh, funniest shit ever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's making her talk dirty to him. But the thing is that talking dirty is talking about propane accessories. Yeah. I was funny as shit. Anyways, if you just joined, I'm sorry. This is a hot mess of a stream. My Facebook people are gonna be like, "What's she doing?" By the way, I'm multi-streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch right now. Hopefully, as of tomorrow, I'll be on Periscope and IG. Hoping. Went to the store earlier, as you can tell. I got snacks. So, but all right, we're gonna try to get as far as we can in 2 hours in this damn book, and I'm not stopping. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna stop. 'Cause I know something funny is gonna pop up. That's this book. Yep. Okay. It like dropped off for a minute. Sometimes my internet drops out and it like shuts off a little bit. Mhm. It's full of filthy hydrocarbon chat. Got my cocoa and blanket, so I'm ready. I did too. I have my blanket. Hold on. Oh, and I stuffed my face with popcorn. I'm telling you, I'm obsessed with this shit. Anyway. I should have said that. I would get banned. Oh my god. You got my blanket. Let's go. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Now I'm gonna be really thirsty. Damn it. Hold on. Sorry, Thomas. I dropped one of them on the other side. See a picture of me with a smart food white cheddar bag, like pouring up, like all pouring everywhere. If you gotta chew before you swallow, there's an issue. Okay, I'm just saying. You can get that checked out. All right, I'm going, Thomas. I'm sorry. She stroked his butane canister with her red nails. All right, enough. I'm sorry. All right. September 21st, 3 minutes to midnight. Now, if you haven't been following me, this is a time traveling romance novel. 3:12 a.m. and I need my bedtime story. Okay. So it's based in Scotland, modern day, until this chapter. And she fell on some dude from like the 13th century or something else, 16th century, something like that. Anyway, so oops, I fell. Gwen stretched. Oh my god, I'm already messing up. Gwen stretched languorously. Her hand skimmed the muscles of Tristram's back. She felt sleepily sated and sexy and tender, and oh, so much more complex than she had before. She felt brand new somehow. Gwen Cassidy had finally been well and truly plucked. An indefinable sense of peace and brightness nestled in her belly. Her heart was full and her mind was at ease. But breathing beneath his weight was a challenge. Even the new and improved Gwen to wasn't up to. So with a gentle nudge, she eased him off of her. He rolled onto his back and he slipped astride him, and she slipped astride him, straddling him the same way she had the day that she'd found him, but with one highly erotic and delightful difference. They were both nude. There was so much that she wanted to do with him. She wanted to make love on top of him, beside him, and with him behind her. Tristan, she murmured, studying his face, so beautiful in the silvery light of the moon. His eyes opened, hot metal silver, lazily seductive. Thank you, she said softly. He made her first time so beautiful, passionate, an intense experience, and if for some unfathomable reason she never got to make love with him again, she knew he would be the standard by which she judged men for the rest of her life. Daniel, you should write. You should write. I'm gonna put that up here. You're silly. She was falling head over heels in love, and it felt incredible. He caught her face in his hands and pulled her down for a hungry kiss. Never thank me, lass. Only ask me for more. That's the finest praise a man can hear from a woman. That and this. He slipped a hand between her legs. Women's do. That tells a man how much she desires him. He smiled at her, and at precisely the same moment noticed the carriage of the moon in the sky. His smile faded abruptly, and his body tensed beneath hers. The passion receded from his eyes, replaced by panic. Christ, he swore, 'tis nearly too late. Rolling her off of him, he leaped to his feet, grabbed his plaid, and raced to the stone slab. Come, he commanded, befuddled by her rapid dismount. Sorry, befuddled by her rapid dismount, still feeling sexy and sleepy and soft, she stared blankly at him. "'Tis nearly midnight," he said urgently. "Come." She reached for her clothing, and he snapped, "No time to dress, but you must bring your pack, Gwen." Puzzled by his comment and not completely comfortable with her nudity, she grabbed her backpack and hurried to join him at the slab nevertheless. The scientist within her intensely curious to discover how he planned to prove his claims true. Besides, she told herself, there would be time for more lovemaking afterward. He worked swiftly, stealing intermittent glances at the sky as he dipped his fingers in the paint and sketched the final symbols on the slab. Take my hand. She slipped her hand into his. He studied the designs a moment and then shook his head and exhaled loudly. Bray, American, let them be right. Stand close to me, Gwen. Here. Gwen positioned herself where he indicated and tried to peer around him to see the last symbols, but he angled his body between them, blocking her view. Hey, Victor. Yes, you do. I hate when I look away because then I lose track of where I'm at. I'm putting that one up there too. All right. What do you think is going to happen, Justin? She asked, glancing at her watch, surprised that anything had remained on her body in the frenzy of their lovemaking. She nearly laughed when she realized that it and the strap on the pack over her shoulder were all that she now wore. The second hand moved with an audible tick, tick, tick. Gwen, he broke off and looked at her. Her gaze flew to his. He had felt it too when they had made love. Had he felt it too when they made love? Being inexperienced in lovemaking, she was uncertain of if the emotion she felt when she looked at him was a temporary side effect of physical intimacy. She suspected it was more of a significant duration, but wasn't in any hurry to make a fool of herself. But if she was feeling it too, but if he was feeling it too, she might believe that what existed between them was every bit as real and valid as any mathematical equation. His gaze swept over her body in such a way that he made her feel beautiful, not short and, all right, a little plump. She always felt inadequate in a world that plastered leggy, slim covered models on every magazine and in every movie. But not with him. In his eyes, she saw a reflection of herself that was perfection. Would that we had an eternity. Would that we had an eternity, he said sadly. Her fingers tightened around his hand and encouraged him to continue. When her watch chimed the hour of midnight with a tiny metallic ting, she flinched. One, two, three. You are magnificent, Mas, he said, tracing his fingers down the curve of her cheek. Such a fearless heart. 5, 6, 7. Have you come to care for me, if only for a bit, Gwen? Gwen nodded, her throat suddenly thick, not trusting herself to speak. He looked so sad that she was afraid she might blurt out silly, sentimental things and make a fool of herself. She already said one thing. During their lovemaking, she'd never thought she would slip past her lips. And now, if she wasn't careful, she would get dis- disgustingly mushy on him. 9. That and my faith in you must be enough. Would you aid me if I were in danger? Oh, whoops. I can't tell who's who here. It doesn't say. That and my faith in you must be enough. Would you aid me if I were in danger? Of course, she said instantly. Then who? Then more hesitantly, what about me? My life for you. Lass, do not fear me. No matter what happens, promise me. You will not fear me. I am a good man. I vow I am. Stricken by the pain in his voice, she brushed his jaw with her fingers. I know you are Justin McKelter, she said firmly. I don't fear you. But things might change. Nothing can change that. Nothing can make me fear you. Would that it could be true, he said. 12, 13, 13. He cried out then, dragged her roughly into his arms and kissed her, a deep soul kiss, as the world as Gwen Cassidy knew it began to unravel at the seams. She began gyrating in his arms, bobbing and spinning like a cork in a whirlpool, up and down and side to side, back and forward, in a new direction that wasn't a direction at all. Space time shifted. Her very existence within it changed, and somehow she melted from Tristan's arms. Her backpack slipped from her shoulder and went sailing off into a vortex of light. As if from a great distance she saw her hands reaching for it, and there was something wrong with them. They had an added dimension her mind couldn't comprehend. She wiggled her fingers, struggling to grasp the new quality. Her palms, her wrists, her arms were so different. She thought she saw Driston spinning past, and then she thought she heard a distant sonic boom. But a sonic boom would have meant that she was moving faster than the speed of sound, and she wasn't moving at all, unless one counted the fact that she felt as ineffectual as a butterfly batting fragile wings against the gale force winds of a tornado. She fancied she could feel the tips of those delicate appendages tearing off. Besides, she thought dimly, struggling for some core of sanity, the person moving faster than the speed of sound didn't hear the sonic boom. Only those standing still did. Then a flash of white encompassed her, so blinding that she lost all sense of time and space and self. Whiteness filled her. She choked on it, breathed it, felt it beneath her skin, soaking into her cells and rearranging them according to some alien design. Terminal velocity for the average skydiver, the scientist within her recited in a chilly voice, averages 93 to 125 miles per hour. Sound travels 760 miles per hour on a humid day. Escape velocity is the speed required to exit the Earth's atmosphere and achieve interplanetary travel, or 25,000 miles per hour. Light travels 186,000 miles per second. Then the peculiar thought: cat always lands on its feet. Maintain an angular momentum of zero. There was no sense of motion, yet there was a horrible vertigo. There was no sound, yet silence was deafening. Ooh, I like that one. No sound, yet silence was deafening. Yes, I'm marking in the book. Kick ass later. There was no there was no fullness of body yet there was no emptiness. Escape velocity achieved and exceeded, white and whiter. She was in, on, off, a long bridge or tunnel. She had nobody to instruct to run. The white was gone so abruptly that the darkness hit her like a brick wall. Then there was blessed sight and sound and feeling in her hands and feet. Maybe not so blessed, she decided. Taste was a bitter metallic bile in the back of her own throat. Weight was a sickening pressure after the terrible vacuum. Stifling to urge to vomit, she lifted a head that weighed 2 tons and felt as swollen as an overripe tomato. I believe that she did, Thomas. Around her, the night exploded. Driving hail pelted the ground, gouging tendrils of mist from the soil. The wind wailed and keened, flung leaves and snapped branches. Large chunks of ice strung her bare skin. Dristan! She cried. Here, lass! He stumbled to her side, then slipped on the hail covered terrain and fell to his knees. Dristan! What's happening? As he drew himself erect, she saw that his face was pale and drawn. Lines she never noticed before etched sharp grooves around his mouth. He was looking down at his hands with horror. Her gaze flew to them, wondering what was wrong with them. Whatever he saw, she couldn't see. They seemed to disappear into the mist. I erred when I sketched the final symbols, he yelled hoarsely. A large ball of ice struck his cheekbone, raising an immediate welt. I went back too far. I thought I could come with you, but I cannot. Forgive me, lass. It wasn't supposed to be this way. What? Gwen could scarcely hear him. So deafening was the wind. Strands of her hair stung the skin of her neck as the wind whipped wildly around her face. The gale was so lashing it felt as if it was raking skin from her cheekbones. The hail was bruising her scalp, her head ached in dozens of spots. She inched towards him and clutched at his arm. It felt curiously insubstantial beneath her fingers, although she could see the muscles in his arms bulging. He tried to close his misty hand around hers, but it sort of slid through hers. What is happening to you? She wailed. Save me! Save my clan, lass! He yelled. Keep the lore safe! Christ, he could feel himself being torn in two. Talking to her, simultaneously trying to reason with his past self, it wasn't working. It took immense effort merely to move his lips and form words. He was coming apart, two places in one time, and all the while reeling while he finally understood the next dimension. He had to tell her what to say and do. He must show her, or tell her, how to use the spell he taught her. What are you talking about? She cried. Ow! She cried as a chunk of hail struck her forehead. But he didn't answer, just flickered away in a way that terrified her, as if he was fading but fighting to stay. Nearly hysterical, Gwen tried to cling to him, but he slid through her hands. His silver eyes flashed. He looked wild, forbidding, and dark sorcerer from eons past. He thrust his plaid at her, wordlessly demanding she take it. She closed trembling fingers over the fabric. Listen, he cried. His gaze wept over her, and passion blazed in his eyes. Then he cocked his head as if hearing something she couldn't hear, and glanced beyond her as if seeing something she couldn't see. His lips moved one last time. The moment you see him, you must tell him. Show him. What? She cried. Tell who what? Flying leaves and limbs rained down upon them. When he ducked and shielded his face to avert a blow from the particularly large branch, she missed most of what he was saying. Tell and show who what? Abruptly, he was gone, vanished as completely as the symbols had vanished from his chest on the cave days ago. I like tomatoes too. Tomato sandwiches. I really do. Especially right out of the garden on a hot day. Yeah. I've always wondered about why birds. What? Oh God, I am like totally missing most of these comments. Hold on. All that white is PP love you. I wonder why people used to call women tomatoes farmer porn. Y'all trip me out, I swear. Quick Google tomato meaning. Yep, you guessed it. Another term for an attractive lady. If you look ripe enough to bite into, you're a total tomato. In the UK, we sometimes call women birds, but I've never heard tomatoes. I always wondered about why birds. I like tomato. Y'all trip. Y'all having this whole conversation while I'm reading. I guess you're bored. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. You're so funny. All right. Hey Jamie. I seen you come in. I was reading. I didn't get a chance to click the thing yet. So yeah. I got a whole thing of shrimp over here like thawing out cuz it's frozen rock hard. I went to the store and got a bunch of goodies. Can you tell? I was hungry. I never go shopping when you're hungry because then you buy shit like this. Okay. I'm telling you, this stuff is so good. I was sitting here to eat this whole thing. I'm an eater, y'all. I'm an eater. Just waiting for the juicy bit. I have a feeling like now she's got to go back and like go get him in his old days before all of this stuff happened. I have a feeling like she's like a long time ago, like 16th century ridiculousness. But then she's gonna have to force her like, what would that be? 16th century to the century we are now, because it's modern day. How many generations would that have to be to like, hey, my 18th generation, this you have to have a girl and you have to name her Gwen and she has to go on a trip to Europe or Scotland. Bacon wrapped grilled shrimp with a dab of horseradish on the barbecue is basically a way to get me to do anything for you. I couldn't agree more. I mean, I don't know about anything, but yeah, that shit sounds so good. Rest in peace, no juicy bits. Oh no, I have a feeling there's gonna be like a wild, because you remember he wasn't as calm and gentlemanly as he was when he met her back then. So he's gonna be this wild, ravaging, like fucking plunderer. Like, oh, she's gonna get mad if there's a woman there. Oh, she's gonna get mad. She gonna 16th century no laws. Oh hell, it's on. You want to talk about cutthroat? Real quick. Anyways, Oh my gosh. All right. Abruptly, he was gone, vanished as completely as the symbols had vanished from his chest in the cave days ago. With his disappearance, the maelstrom died, and the hail ceased abruptly. The night fell silent, and the mist dissipated on the last bitter gust of wind. Gwen remained frozen, in shock, bruised and wind-burned and aching. Now remember, she's fucking naked. A little window into Eve's personal preferences here, obviously. I've not a clue what's going on. Oh, she may find out about the personal grooming of ladies. Oh my god. They didn't bathe. Bathing was banned. It was considered bad. Ugh. And they didn't shave. Oh. I'm already done. Forget it. Just throw the book out. It's trash now. I'm sorry. As y'all can tell, I have to have a shower every day. Every day. Every day. I don't care if I don't wash my hair every day, but yes, I have to have a shower every day. Sorry. And the fact that I don't have a hot water heater now. This is mm. Yeah, about that personal grooming. Gotta go kid, jump in a lake somewhere. We're soak that shit for a little while. Get all that. Oh, I can't even get into it. Anyway, there's stuff that back in the day even bleach couldn't kill. Yeah, it's still now. But, so yeah. Which I'll be honest with you, nowadays it's starting to get more like that. I mean, not so much the hygiene thing, but like share life, I guess. Her fingers crept through the thick hair like an Amazon guide leading a party into the deep underbrush. If only she had clipper. That's it. That's it. It's happening. Her fingers crept through the. She got the horn, but the funeral's literally never been. Oh God! Ugh, ugh. Oh man, and they used to have like orgies back then. God, I could just imagine the smell. Just the smell alone, I would just kill myself. Like, I'm not even joking. My sense of smell before COVID was so strong. Oh my god. Yeah. Thomas. That's a rough one. No. I'm sorry if you're just joining us. We're talking about 16th century, like, bathing habits and shit. And they would just have babies in the street. Like, they would be giving birth while selling you your groceries. And they would just, like, wipe it down. Sit there and cradle it, baby. You know, breastfeed it while it's like got an umbilical cord hanging from it. And you just plop a placenta. Ew. It's magically pristine fun time. Yes, for the fact of my sanity for a little while, we'll just pretend that this like was a clean 16th century. Anyway, how to ruin a mood, right? People just joining in probably like this is shit. Oh, and special thanks to all my brand new 45 followers that come in the past 2 weeks. Thank you, thank you. And to all 450 of my new OnlyFans page subscribers. Well, not subscribers. I mean, that's a free page, but whatever. Anyway, on that note. Oh, yeah. Anyway, where was I at? She didn't trust herself to take even one step on a leg that moments ago had not been her leg at all, but her leg and something else. Something the bristling scientist that was still pacing back and forth in a white lab coat protesting stridently. She wasn't certain any part of her would obey simple orders, so knotted up was her mind. Justin! She called weakly, then louder. Justin! A terrible silence greeted her. She shivered uncontrollably, belated, remembering that she was nude. Woodenly, she pulled his plaid around her, scrambled across the slippery ground toward the fire. But there was no fire. The storm must have put it out. She dropped to her knees on the hail-covered ground, clutching his plaid, huddling within it for warmth. Dazedly, she glanced about and was astonished to see that the hail was so thick on the ground that it looked as if the heavens had opened up and simply iced the top of the mountains. It could take hours for it to melt in the warm night, but then she fell still and thought no more about the strange storm, and she replayed their entire encounter through her mind, finally seeing the pattern. He had said he would prove to her that he was telling the truth, but he could only do it at the stones. He'd said that she didn't believe him, that he would be free, that she would be free of him, and she now realized he had always chosen his words cautiously, catching double meanings. Now she understood exactly what he meant. You left me, she whispered. You really showed me, huh? She snorted and started crying at the same time. Incontrovertible proof. Uh-huh. Ever the doubter here. That's me. He bullied her into guiding him through her time to the stones, made incredible love to her, proved his story true, then returned himself to his own time, leaving her in the 21st century alone. But did he? Yeah, about that. Mm, that's some rough stuff. And the wigs. Ooh, and the powder, like the 50, 20. I mean, this century alone puts enough makeup on to like I've watched them on YouTube videos where they like cut their own nose off, like because it's just makeup. It's like effects makeup that they wear on a daily basis. So you don't even know what they really look like until they take all that stuff off, and it's like you're a completely different person now. Like, I mean, kudos to you, but like that's just scary to me. Like, you just peel your nose off. Like if I was at a girl party and like we were all done and we were like winding down and like taking our makeup off and shit, and this bitch takes her fucking nose off. Excuse me, man. What the fuck is that? Yeah, yeah, they used to use a lot of stuff. They actually used to use urine as like the ammonia to keep the bugs from being in their clothes. So they would hang their clothes over their bed pots. So this way the ammonia would get rid of all of the bugs that were in their clothing because that they would wear every single day because they never bathed. And on top of that, women had chastity belts that you could not take off ever. So imagine going to the bathroom. This hasn't been a very romantic story yet. That and white makeup was made with lead. Yeah, rough stuff. Mm. Mm-mm. I'm sorry. Daniel, we're gonna have to talk about the 16th century. Thomas wants his bedtime story. Yeah, this is like one of those sections of it. It's like blah. Kinky motherfuckers back then. Oh my god. Still to this day, just so you know. I've been invited to underground parties, and I tell you what, that stuff's wild. Wild. You gotta pay good money for a chastity belt these days. I know, right? They're just strolling around in them all day long. Yeah, all day long in this metal and leather underwear, which the leather part, whatever. But like, they weren't specifically. I don't even think they were specifically designed per person. Maybe they were. Yeah, because back then it was all like handmanship and shit. Could you imagine walking around metal fucking underwear all day? And you can't take it off. Ever. You can't take it off. At all. Until your dad unlocks it. How weird is that? That's even worse. That's like, I am so glad we're not in the 16th century. I enjoy my freedom. Thank you very much. And not wearing chastity belts all day. I mean, if I wanted to wear a chastity belt, I would wear one for certain somebody, but I'm just saying, my dad is not going to be unlocking it. Maybe my daddy, but not, I'm just saying. Completely different story. So gone long enough without not really being keen on any device that limits access just for yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. There are moments. And the Lord's right to be first, your wife, with your wife. Yeah, that sucks. I remember, I forget what movie that was in. I can't remember what movie that was. She's carrying a basket on the side of the. I can't remember what movie it was. Anyways. Stop it. Oh my god. Anyway, if I ever had to ask my dad for anything ever, they would immediately like, no, I'm too defiant of a person. I always have been. No, I don't ask anybody for shit ever. Like ever. If I ask for something, you know for a fact that it's needed because I don't ask for anything, especially for my dad. I couldn't. I mean, I don't even know what I'm doing. What am I holding here? Okay. How did I get ahead by like 200 pages? Maybe it's just the way the book is folded. I've been fighting this book. It's like not wanting to stay open, and then when it does, it's like the specific page. It's like that's the page I'm supposed to be reading right now or something. Anyway, I was gonna put that up there, but I'm not gonna. I'll leave that up there though. All right. Little history lesson there. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. So, let's see. He hadn't been deranged after all. She had a genuine time traveling 16th century warrior in her arms, and she mocked him at every turn, treated him with disbelief, even patronized him on occasion. Oh, she screwed this one up royally. She'd fallen for him at terminal velocity in the space of 3 days. She'd grown attached to him as if she'd never thought possible. She'd been building a life with him in her mind, rationalizing away his delusions, weaving him into her world. And then he'd left her. He'd not even offered to take her with him. Would you have gone? Would you have said yes? The scientist asked dryly. Plunged into a century you knew nothing about? Left this one behind for good? Hell yes, I would have said yes. What would I do here? What do I have here? I was falling in love and I'd go anywhere and do anything for that. For a novel change, the scientist within her had no caustic comeback. Gwen cried, feeling suddenly old, regretting the loss of the things she'd not truly appreciated and understood while she held it in her hand. my god. That's probably the reason why I don't really like anything around my neck, like except for in certain circumstances. I'm serious. Like I can't wear turtlenecks. I can't wear, and they say that the reason for that is because somewhere in your like history, someone in your family got hung. Yep. It's burning at the stake pretty much. Dude, I'm going straight to hell for real. Like I'm not. No, don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Just straight there. Like I will get escorted. Okay. That's probably why I'm not allowed to die yet. I've been like so many times that have died and been brought back. Like clinically been proven dead, and I'm still here. I don't know how. The devil's afraid I'm gonna take over, and God doesn't want me. So I'm kind of in limbo, just stuck here. I've heard that turtleneck thing. Hung, you say? Oh, yeah, I'm kind of just a little. I like that though. I mean, I could be. They have appendages now. They have accessories. They have accessories for like your propane extensions and stuff. If you're watching this and you're actually trying to listen to the story, I'm sorry for you. Oh, my phone just died. Bum, bum, bum. My one phone died. Now where's the other one? I have three phones that barely work. All three of them barely work. Literally. Two events at 5 p.m. F, comma, and M. Because my fingers end up touching buttons that they're not supposed to, and ends up messing it all up. So, Jesus, strap in, lass. Yes, I am. Very much so. You can check me out even more on all of my social media, including but not to disclude anything, the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, OnlyFans, Fat Life, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, Pinterest, and some other stuff that I can't even remember because it's social media and I can't remember. Just saying, just saying. Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, this is so delayed. Your fingers touch buttons all the time? Oh, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that in the slightest bit. You know why? Because your name is Daniel. Ooh, Daniel. I'm so like old. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Shut up, Eve. Just read the fucking book, girl. Just read the fucking book. You remember that? It was like popular for a while. It was like, damn it, Daniel, or something like that. He like stepped on his shoe or something. I don't know. I forgot exactly what happened, but it ended up being like, damn it, Daniel was like the thing. Now it's let's go, Brandon. And for a little while, it was listen, Linda. And everybody used to say that to me because I would get sassy with them. And they'd be like, no, no, no. Listen, Linda, listen. I've even seen the content properly. I've even seen the content properly over on OnlyFans yet. I subscribe to support you, but I might have a browse. Oh, very, very nice, Monsieur. I used to be into old women, then one day I woke up and was older than the women I liked. Oh, I'm sorry. I know that's my thing too. Like I've always dated older. Like even when I was married, my husband was 10 years older than me. And I married really young and had a bunch of kids. And then like now that I'm getting older and closer to 40, it's like 20 something year olds are like saying, hey, and I'm like, no, no, I will not be your stepmommy. I will not get you unstuck from the weight bench or whatever the fuck it is. Older women are fine. Yeah, only grands. Check it out. No, I have so I have two adopted, two natural born, and two C-section. My adopted are 23 and 25. So anytime that like a 23 or 25-year-old's like saying, "Hey," first thing I think of is my kids' friends, and then instantly I'm Stifler's mom, and it sucks. Like I'm just like, now you just made me feel really fucking old. Thanks, appreciate it. There's this young guy from Australia. Yeah, he's like 23 or 28 years old, something like that. And he's like, I would totally take you on a date. And I was like date, like date, date, or what do you mean? Like, my brain is not comprehending this conversation right now because you a kid. Like, and I know it's like dashing every young man's dream, like of being with an older woman. But you're older than them now. That's okay. It's okay. See, it's more acceptable for a male to be with a younger female than it is for a female to be with a younger male. Until, and I can't remember their names now. Hey, Paul. How are you? Hope you're having a good night. We're talking about a bunch of bullshit. So, but yeah. Don't cut out. Both. Both is the correct answer. Just waiting. Oh my gosh. Go hunting for the cougars. Be Daniel. Demi Moore. Did the stream hang? Stream's gone wrong. Prop's gonna head off now anyway. It's 4 a.m. Night, guys. Hello again. Bye, Thomas. Good night. Good night. I hope you have a very wonderful, a splendid evening in Dreamland, thinking about a lot of things. Have a good night, Thomas. Hey, go check out my live. Anyway, so I look good in white. I like this. It's nice. Definitely different. Doesn't close at all. Like, I am holding out to find out if she goes Les in the story. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. All right. All right. We're only at an hour. We're not even done yet. Oh my god. We're not even. We're nowhere near done. I'm not even. I'm not even to chapter 11 yet. How much? I don't even know. Oh my gosh. There's like little like. Okay. So there's like 12 pages left until chapter 11. the chapters are getting bigger, like towards the end. 11's not too big. 12 is fucking huge. 13 is like 12 pages. Each one of them is like 12 to 15 pages. I don't know. Maybe I can get to 15 tonight. Hold on, we'll see. If she does, just think of all the buttons she will have to undo. And like the layers too. The layers. I couldn't imagine somebody walking around that long, all that weight. No wonder why they were so skinny back then. They had like no food. They were eating basically sawdust. And like the bugs and like it was in everything. And there was so many people and it smelled so bad. I would love to live in the country in the 16th century because I could be away from every fucking thing. And I would legit like have a person like I would Uber the fucking food. I didn't have Uber back then. Shit, they didn't have Uber me growing up. What am I talking about? Anyway. Yeah, she would have a ton of buttons and like she would I don't think they had zippers back then, did they? Because everything was clasped. Like everything was like leather bound and like I don't know, it's kind of sexy. Like buckles. They had a lot of buckles back then, and like corsets. I love corsets. I love corsets. I used to wear. I actually still have a corset from high school. I used to wear it all the time. Yep. But the layers alone, and none of them got washed ever. Zippers were early 1900s. Yeah, see what I mean? Like nothing is easy at all. And then like they had to have maids to help them put their clothes on. Because Lord knows if you didn't have it cinched so you couldn't fucking breathe anymore. I don't know how. And then they had to be pregnant during all that too. Like how? And then natural birth. And if you were royalty, you had to give birth in front of a court of people. Like just be popping babies out in front of everybody to prove that it was royal born. Corsets are wonderful. Yes, they are. Oh, if they're like worn, if you want to wear them. Let me rephrase that. I need to treat myself and get some more corsets. I need somebody to give me some corsets. I need people to be getting me shit for this stuff because it's expensive. So, yeah. I might pull my corset out of storage. You would rock the hell out of it? I know I would. I love corsets. I love corsets. As big as my belly is, anything to make it look smaller is always a good thing. I had a car accident and I have a lot of scar tissue. And then I also had the C sections and then I had surgeries and other stuff. And so, like, I always look pregnant. Like, no matter what I do, I always look pregnant. The rest of me is like straight framed. And then I turn sideways and it's like, everything else is fine. It's just the stomach is like huge. And if you check out my Instagram, you can see I do BBW modeling also. So I have beach shoots and stuff like that. I got that like daddy beer belly thing going on. That's horrible. You can't tell because you can only see from here up. But yeah. Anyway. She had no idea how long she laid in the clearing, replaying things as she thought in her mind, lingering over her lovemaking, seeing everything in a different light. When she finally sat up, she was trembling. Her knees were frozen, huddling on the ice, and her toes were stinging. I feel, McKelter. You taught me that. I hope you're happy with yourself, showing me I had a heart by hurting me. That just hit me. Wow, that sucks. Feel bad for her now. She pushed herself up and slipped around the circle, searching for her clothes in the dark. Shaking off a fresh desire to weep, she blew out a breath. Where the hell were her boots? For that matter, where were her back? Where was her backpack and her flashlight? She was starting to suffer a severe nicotine craving. Emotional distress always made her crave a cigarette. How was she ever going to get over him? How would she cope with the knowledge that the man that she'd lost her heart to had been dead for hundreds of years? Panic gripped her as she encircled the stone slab, searching for her belongings. But they were gone. Could the freakish and violent windstorm have carried it all off? Stunned, she glanced about, then up at the sky and caught a glimpse, for the first time since Tristan had disappeared, of what lay beyond the stones. Where previously there had been nothing, tons upon tons of stone rose from the earth. She gaped in astonishment, her gaze drifting from tower to turret to bigger stone tower walls, past walls capped by those toothy stone things one saw on castles everywhere in Scotland, and yet to another turret and a square tower again. Blinking, she looked left to right and back again. An alarm went off in her brain, but she couldn't respond to it. She couldn't respond to anything. She started hyperventilating. Tiny breaths slammed into each other and piled up in her throat. A monstrous castle lay behind the circle of stones. Huge, forbidding, yet beautiful. It was fashioned in the massive gray stone walls that vaulted smoothly skyward. A center rectangular tower stood tallest and had two smaller round towers flanking it. Wings spread east to west, consuming the horizon, with a large square tower at the farthest east and west ends. A milky fog dusted the ridges and capped the turrets. Her jaw dropped. Still at the cold stones that encircled her, she stared. Could it be that she had not lost him after all? With a painful surge of adrenaline that made her heart beat much too fast, she bolted from the circle of stones and burst into the terraced courtyard. Pathways forked in various directions, one leading straight to the front steps of the castle itself. She'd spun in a slow circle, heedless of her icy toes. Dimly, her mind registered the fact that the hail had fallen only within the circle of stones. The ground beyond it was warm and dry. He told her that in his century the stones of Bonjacade had been enclosed within the perimeter walls of his estate, but the Bonjacade she entered an hour ago had resided in the midst of a wasteland by crumbled stone and grass. Yet now she was completely encircled by high walls within a veritable fortress. I'll be honest, yes, that sounds pretty awesome. She glanced at the night sky. It was dense black with no distant glow on the horizon in any direction, which was impossible, because Alberath lay in the valley beyond, and only last night, while sitting on the hood of her rental car, She rued at the lights of the village spoiled her view of the stars. Turning back to the castle that hadn't been there 5 minutes ago, she fingered the folds of his plaid. Suddenly, the words he shouted, words she ignored, because they hadn't made any sense at the time, now made perfect sense. I went back too far. I thought I could come with you, but I cannot. Save my clan. Oh, God, Tristan, she thought. You didn't go back in time. You sent me back to save you. You're a flirt? I don't know anything about flirting. I'm so bad at flirting, I wink with both eyes. Told you! Told you I knew it was going to happen that time. Yeah, so yeah. Ooh, plot twist. Alright, and then it has like, some like passages or whatever, right? When I consider the small span of my life absorbed in the eternity of all time, or the small part of space in which I can touch or see, engulfed by the infinite immensity of spaces that I know not, and that know me not, I am frightened and astonished to see myself here instead of there, now instead of then. Blaise Pascal. For those of us who believe in physics, this separation between past, present, and future is only an illusion, however tenacious. Albert Einstein. So we went from, let's see, September 21st, 3 minutes to midnight, present day. So, like a couple months ago, right? July 18th, 1518, chapter 11. I am you, you are me. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Oh, my lord. Well, to be honest, everything that you see is a direct reflection of self. The existence in the world around you is you. Touche. The nightmare was beyond anything Justin McKelter's slumbering mind had ever managed to conjure. Replete with taste so vile, he knew it for what it was, the taste of death. Shadowy images taunted him at the periphery of his vision, and he felt a monstrous leech suckle onto him as they grappled, and then suddenly there were two discrete yet similar beings inside of his body. I am possessed of a demon, and the sleeping Justin thought, struggling to spew the atrocity forth. I will not permit this. Enraged, he resisted the new presence violently, lashing out to destroy it, without even trying to identify it. It was foreign as it is strong, and as he was. It is foreign as strong as he was. That was all he needed to know. He focused his mind, isolating the intruder, cocooning it with his will, and with the immense of effort, thrust it from his body. Then, suddenly, there are two of him in this nightmare, but the other him looked older and anguished, mortally weary. Get thee hence, devil! Justin shouted. Listen to me, you fool. Justin clamped his hands over his ears. I will hear none of your lies, demon. Work. Why is it cutting off now? Hi, Johnny Tash. Somewhere in the distance, in the nightmare place that defined his mind's ability to either comprehend or fabricate, Justin scented a woman. She was indecent, indistinct, but he could feel her, even smell the fragrant heat of her skin. A rush of longing consumed him, nearly shattering his resolve to hold the other him at bay. Sensing the weakness, the replica leaped forward, but Justin flexed his will and knocked him aside. They glared at each other, and Justin wondered at the play of emotions on the replica's face. Fear, sorrow so deep it might cleave a man asunder, and as he watched, a sudden understanding flickering in the false Justin's eyes, even as the replica seemed to be oozing solidly. You would fight me to the death, and the counterfeit's lips moved round soundlessly. I see. I see now why we only live one lives. 'Tis not nature, which is innately indifferent, but our own fear that causes us to destroy each other. I beg of you to accept me. Let us both be. I will never accept you, Tristan roared. The replica faded, then grew more solid, then faded around the edges again. You are in terrible danger. Speak no more. I will believe not you say. Justin lashed out, and the shadowed him viciously. The shadow him glanced over his shoulder and shouted to someone Justin couldn't see. The moment you see him, you must tell him the first rhyme I taught you. Remember it, the verse in the car, and show him the backpack, and all will be well. Begone, demon! Justin roared, shoving at him with all his will. The other him speared Justin with his gaze. Love her, the counterfeit whispered, and then he vanished. Wait. Hold up! Let me go back. I know a woman used to make my brain turn off until I realized it was going on that got me into a lot of trouble, but now I can enjoy it without becoming a blithering idiot. Oh, I'll be honest with you, gentlemen, lads. If you can get your cologne game on point, clean hands, well maintained, I promise you, you will never fail. Scent is the first and last memory of any person, be it body odor, cologne, soaps, whatever, grease, doesn't matter. Whatever scent that you have on you is the first and last imagery that anyone can have of you. And if you want to have a lasting memory in someone, have a very distinct scent specific to you. And unlike everyone else's, like those Axe body spray things, it's all fine and good for the club. But if you really want to, like, be remembered, you gotta have your own thing going on. I'm told I smell like incense. If you're into it, if a girl tells you that she likes a specific some scent, some sort, and you're trying to get her, and those the gas stations have them. They're the little oil things. They're like on a rolly ball. It's like a little jar, about that thick. that long, and it's got a little rolly ball on the top of it. And they're scented oils. Those things last for fucking ever, man. And they smell so good. Oh my god, so good. Especially now that it's fall, get something with a little bit of spice in it. Low heated spice. Mhm. 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 I'm just trying to help. I really am. I'm just trying to help. So now, not everybody's like that. Not everybody's like that, but I am. I like that shit. So something like with a really deep kick, you know. I like your advice. Make her remember you. Be memorable. Even with your friends and stuff like that. If you're out doing things, be yourself. That's all you ever really can be. Because in the end, even if you're wearing a mask, it falls off anyway. The truth always comes out. So just be yourself. Even the weird, quirky parts. So, let's see. Where was I? Oh. Tristan shot bolt upright in bed, gasping for air. He clawed at his throat, pounding his fists on his chest, and finally managed to suck in a painful breath. He was sweating, icy and feverish at the same time. He had shredded his linens in his sleep. Previously soft animal skins were now tufts of slick fur, and his head pounded. He fumbled for his mug of wine at his bedside. It took him several attempts before he succeeded in wrapping his fingers securely around it. Trembling, he drank deep until the mug was empty. He dragged the back of his hand across his mouth. His heart thundered, and he felt as if he had just been more bitterly threatened than ever in his life. As if something had crept into his body and tried to claim territorial rights. He plunged shaking hands into his hair, lunged from his bed, and began to pace. He glanced back at the bed warily, expecting a succubus to be lurking in a pile of destroyed linens. By American, what strange dream had been invested upon him? He could recall naught of it now, but a bitter sense of violation, and a hollow sense of victory. His attention was snared by a brilliant flash of light beyond the window of his bedchamber. A long growl of thunder followed it, as he tugged aside the tapestry and gazed out through the glass into the night. Tristan stood by the window for a long time, taking slow, deep breaths and trying to regain a measure of calm. He rarely suffered nightmares, and preferred to forget this one, for the dream It reeked of madness. He firmly corralled it in a deep, dark place in his mind, burying it where it should never be seen in the light of day again. The storm died as suddenly as it had arisen, and the highland night fell still and silent again. Think, 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 Gwen berated herself. You're supposed to be so brainy. Use it. But her brain felt numb and clumsy. After the day she had just had, the incredible passion, the bizarre storm, the fuzziness of her mind from the nicotine withdrawal, she was in no condition to be brilliant. She was hardly in any condition to manage average. Pacing gingerly upon the melting hail, she tallied the tangible facts, because the intangible ones, at the moment, scared the bejesus out of her. She was desperate to find some factual, logical conclusion to explain the weighty logic of her whereabouts. She shivered, eyeing the castle. The prospect of confronting what it held both fascinated and terrified her. But there was something she had to do first.
Not that she was disbelieving type, no way, not her, but she did prefer to view hard evidence as her own two eyes, with her own two eyes. Drawing a bracing breath, she plunged into the darkness beyond the circle and sped away from the castle. When she reached the estate wall, she flung herself up in a pile of casks, pressed her cheek to a narrow slit in the wall, and peered into the valley at the city of Alberath. It wasn't there. Suspicion confirmed. Her shoulders slumped. She hadn't expected it to be, but its absence was shocking nonetheless. I went back too far. In other words, she mused, sorting through what she knew about the theories of time travel, he'd probably tried to go back too shortly after he'd been abducted, but had gotten the symbol wrong. He returned to a time when the past him was there in the castle. A common theory held that if time travel were possible, the fabric of the universe would not suffer two identical selves in a single moment. The future him had somehow been cancelled out. Time travel, the scientist shouted in her head. Analyze. We have to save him. Analyze that. We'll contemplate the ramifications of multiverses later. If the future him had been cancelled out, that meant that Justin she'd fallen in love with no longer existed. But she would find him in the castle, pre enchantment and with no knowledge of her whatsoever. That thought made her heart hurt. She was in no rush to look into his silvery eyes, which had gazed at her so intimately but an hour ago, to see an utter lack of recognition. Promise me you will not fear me. Fear him? Why should she have feared him? Because he could have manipulated time? She, that's only increased her fascination with him. Save my clan. She would not fail him. Squaring her shoulders, she hurried back through the stories toward the castle and flew up the stairs. Fisting her hand, she knocked on an enormous door that made her feel like a shrunken Alice in a hostile wonderland. Once, twice, and again. Hello! Hello! She cried. She flung her small frame at it, pounding with her shoulder. There was no answer. No Covenant doorbell either. Her mind duly noted more tangible evidence that what she was knocking on was not a 21st century door. She would contemplate the medieval door later from inside. At the moment, she was feeling as if she might faint at any moment. The strangeness of it all left her feeling utterly overwhelmed. And so what if she was a physicist, supposedly capable of heightened comprehension? She was totally freaked out. Oh, please, she cried, turning around and using her bottom as a battering ram on the thick door. Thump, 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 thump. It hurt her more than it hurt the door, and it made about as much noise as a downy pillow. She'd be damned if she was getting sent back to save him only to be denied entrance. She stepped back and eyed the windows. Perhaps she could toss something through the glass. Not exactly a wise way to petition shelter from a stranger, she decided. Someone might shoot at her. Arrows or something equally archaic. Perhaps toss a boiling oil down the walls. Outlander. Wait, there wasn't a TV show series based on the whole idea of the lady with freaking sword? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I don't watch TV. I'm sorry. I don't watch TV. I'm a weirdo. I don't watch TV. I just got Netflix last year, and I thought that Queen's Gambit was a movie. It's not a movie. It's a never-ending movie. I didn't know what TV series were until last year. It's called Outlander, but it doesn't have all the signs. Yeah, it's true.
Well, I mean, we could, but it won't, which sucks. I don't know. I prefer it to be a little spicy. She cast a glance about and spied a pile of chopped wood. She scurried over to it, freed a wedge, and slammed one against the door. Please open up, she called. I'm coming, the sleepy voice replied. I heard you the first time. Impatient, aren't you? There was a sound of metal sliding against the wood. The door was finally, blessedly open. Gwen sank to her knees with relief. A buxom 40-ish woman, clad in a long gown and lacy cap, stood in the doorway, blinking sleep from her eyes. Oh, well, I didn't know it was a woman, so I had to use a man's voice, my bad. Her eyes widened as she took of the sight of the huddled, in the sight huddling on the doorstep, nearly naked. She whisked Gwen through the door with a strong grip and slammed it behind them. Oh, lassie, she crooned, gathering her in her arms. Nails got you now. For the love of Columbo, what gives ye cause to be wandering in such a night? An English wench, no less. How came ye here? Did the man have ye at ye? Did ye harm ye, wee lass? As the woman drew to her ample bosom, Gwen thought, so this is Justin's Nell, and sagged against her. She's exactly as he described, assertive and gruffly kind, pretty, past the flush of youth, but with the timeless beauty that would never fade. Beyond coherent thought, she was dimly astonished to realize her brain was shutting off, as if someone had flipped a main breaker. Circuit by circuit, all systems were going down. She couldn't crash now. She needed to know what date it was, but her body, overwhelmed and madly off kilter from her jaunt through the centuries, had other ideas. No, what is all the commotion? A man called from somewhere in the perimeter of her awareness. Help me with the last, Sylvan, Nell murmured. 'Tis the oddest thing, but she's chilled and her feet are near frozen. Gwen tried desperately to ask, what's the date, and is he okay? But damned it all, she was passing out. Her fading consciousness chuckled richly when she thought she'd glimpsed Albert Einstein, the greatest theoretical physicist of all time, bending over her wiry white hair and wrinkled, impish face, a mischievous light in his eyes. If she was dying, she was going to be in fine company indeed. He bent his face close to her and managed to whisper, Justin. Fascinating, she thought she heard him bark. Let's go get her warmed up and put her in the silver chamber.
That's if they'll show up. I've been stood up so many times, it's not even funny. I just gave up. I gave up. Fuck it. I ain't dating no more. I mean, literally, like Halloween day, lunchtime, I got stood up. And he specifically requested the day and time and for me to wear heels. So, yeah. Walking in heels on Halloween. Freaking brick roads. It's not easy. But the chamber adjoins Tristan's, Nell protested. 'Tis not proper. Propriety be damned. 'Tis the most suitable. Gwen didn't listen further. Justin was alive, and they were putting her near him. She would rest for a moment. Amazing, we made it to chapter 12. Yeah, about that. That's not the first time. I've actually been set up like over a dozen times, so it's nothing new. So, I mean, you're just a fucking pussy. So, why they call it that.
Shit could take a beating.
I'm just saying. Aha, it has thawed. Slightly.
Yes, I eat on stream. Can you tell? I don't care. If you don't like it, don't watch. Let me see if I can get this open without spilling it everywhere. It comes with this little like marinade pack thingy. I say marinade, but it's really not. I don't know what it's called. Cocktail sauce? Is that it?
Were you carrying that axe you had in your vid earlier? Cause that caused some trepidation.
No, I was not carrying the axe. Although I do keep my 9 by my side at all times, and I do have knives and I do have a sword. So I'm just saying. I can't get this thing open.
Where's my knife?
Possibly. There's a possibility.
It's spiky. Oh. Hold on, I'll show you. Maybe. I might be able to show you. Hold on.
I'm working on shrimp right now. Leave me alone. I'm just kidding.
It's a long sword. It's a woman's long sword. Hold on. I'll show you a picture. As soon as I can get this damn thing open without getting sauce everywhere. Whatever, that's good enough. I'm not fighting with it.
Oh, you guys like my flowers that I bought myself? They're really cute. They're very Thanksgiving-y. Anyway. Oh, and don't go trick-or-treating with a bunch of kids that like to leave trash bags full of candy in the backseat of your truck in 75-degree weather in North Carolina. Yeah. Fun times. Alright, let me see if I can find this picture for you. Oh, that's not what it does. No. Which we're only 15 minutes left of the show anyway, so I might as well just leave it at that. Hopefully tomorrow she gets to run into Tristan and I have no idea who she is. Oh yeah, this was my stump grinding days. See if I can get you guys to see it. Ah, can't see it. Hold on, let me change that some. My stump grinding days, my flannel on. Doing lots and lots of landscaping and tree work. Oh my god. Lots. Alright, let's see if we can find this picture of sword here. It may be on this one, it might be on the other phone that's dead right now. I'll have to upload it to Discord. I can't find it here in the next couple minutes. But yeah, it's a woman's long sword basically. It's a warrior sword, and it's badass. I love it. Come on, you know you want to read it. Then. Oh, okay, what is it called? I just saw it earlier today, and now like I wanted to send it. gonna bug me until I can find this stupid picture. Right now it's put up. Really bug me because I know it's in there. Hmm. Oh my god, I just seen a picture I haven't seen in forever. This was me last year. Yeah. She's a lumberjack and she's okay. She sleeps all night and she streams all day. I'm telling you, you need to be a writer because you're a poet and you didn't even know it yet. I'm gonna have to find it for you and show it to you. I don't know. Are you on my Discord by any chance? I think it's in the storage building. If not, then it's in one of the boxes or totes in the house. Just seen one today. I speed scroll at this point. Wow, a lot happens in a year. Hmm. Anyway, but oh well, I guess you can't see it. But this is my 9. I sleep beside my 9. You can't see it really well. Not on Discord yet. You look good. Rosie the Riveter pose. Awesome sauce. All right, as soon as I find it, I'll post it on there for y'all. Um, damn, I shouldn't have looked in these pictures. Oh, I was looking at pictures of my old house of me and my son dancing in the kitchen. That's so. Man, we used to dance in the kitchen all the time. All of us. We used to have little dance offs. And this is right before we were like right as we were packing up the house. We were doing like final dance offs in the kitchen, and they were helping me like put the table and stuff. And the house is empty. And in this picture, the house is empty, but it was like the final dance offs and stuff. Minor diversion. Awesome. Okay. Well, as soon as my Discord is actually on this other phone, and I don't know where the damn charger is. Somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that I have 6 kids, and 4 of them are still home with me. So, but yeah, as soon as I find that picture, I will definitely share it with y'all. It aggravates me that I can't find it pretty much right away because it was legit like right here earlier, and it may be in the other phone, which is a high possibility. But I'm allowed to show my gun, evidently, but I can't like use it in like a rough manner of some sort. But I'm still kind of nervous to do that because like I said, I'm not just streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming on Facebook and also on YouTube right now. So anybody at any point in time can see it, and like if they choose to basically argue or fight me on it, then I can get banned or kicked off, and I don't want to cause any problems. So it is what it is. Yeah.
have 3 ex-stepdaughters who still call me dad. Aw, that's sweet. Oh my gosh, I have like so many snaps right now. Okay, so for those of you that were on my original Snapchat, and it got deleted accidentally because I tried to download Twitch onto that phone and it deleted my Snapchat. And then I couldn't remember the password and then it locked me out and then it like permanently locked me out. So yeah, I wrote to corporate. I was like, listen, bitch, give me back my fucking thing. I had like 400 people on there. So I started a new one, right? And and so started a new one, started adding a whole bunch of people from my contacts just to start off with. And then I get an email back and it's like giving me my password information and all this stuff. And I come to find out that I was typing my username in completely wrong the whole time. So it was my fault. Like completely my fault. And I felt like such an ass. I was like apologizing to the corporate people, like, I'm sorry for being a dumbass. Like, not really. I was like, thank you. But whatever. Horseradish does sound really good with these right now. So, how was your day? I know mine was pretty awesome. Not. Made it awesome because I come on here and get to talk to y'all. And I don't know, it just like it helps me get through my day. Like we went and we rearranged stuff earlier today and I went grocery shopping and got some stuff from storage and we're building the boys' rooms right now in the living room because now that it's wintertime, they have to be away from the wood stove. Today's your birthday? Why didn't you tell me? Happy birthday! All right, that's it. Hold on. I want to do it right. You spent it working. Hey, better busy than bored. Hold on. I'm gonna get copyrighted. I don't care. Hold on. Yep, I purposefully got copyrighted for that one. I hope you enjoy that. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your 10 minutes of your birthday left. Marilyn Monroe, not Manson. You never know. Maybe he'll do one too. Who knows? Yeah, that was Marilyn Monroe. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. And I hope all of you get a chance to check out my other social media. Like I said earlier, I got Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, OnlyFans, Fat Life, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, Pinterest,
TikTok, freaking, I have no idea. Probably tomorrow, as of tomorrow, it'll probably be Periscope and IG live. And so, yeah, feel free to check me out. And for my OF fans, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to replace my 1 o'clock stream for something else for right now. So, I might do something special. You never know. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and some other things I can't remember. Cheers. Definitely cheers. Where's my drink? Other than this one. Oh, well, cheers. To here's my birthday wish to you. May you be blessed in ways that you never imagined when you least expect it. Happy birthday. A little bit of shine wouldn't I wouldn't mind a little bit of shine right now. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love birthdays. I hate my birthday, but I'm getting ready to turn 40 and I am so excited. I'm ready. We're going to have a huge birthday stream. And 7 months ago is when I started streaming live on Twitch. So it's November. So 7, December, January, February, March, April. So, like, right around about the time of my birthday, I'll be a year streaming. So it'll be like my 40th, and then it'll be a year streaming. So we're going to have a huge spring event. And I'm hoping to have my calendar done by spring. So I might just have a giveaway, a huge giveaway for my 1 year. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So if you don't mind me asking, how many years young are you? Because I'll be 40 this next March. And I can't wait. I'm enjoying the 38 or 39 while I'm still here. But, 51? That's awesome. Congratulations. You made it further than I have been. I tell you what, old age is definitely a blessing because it is denied to so many people. So be glad. Be glad that you have made it as far as you have and that you have many more to go. May that be doubled. I was into Lady and then a 40, and then as I said, you got older than the ladies that you liked. Gotcha. I don't have a specific age range. I just it's more of a like a connection part of it for me. And I can have like a full on conversation with anybody, I think, at any point in time. And I'm gonna go ahead and apologize. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna butcher your last name for like eternity. Even though you showed me how to say it, I'm probably gonna say it wrong forever. It's like everybody says my name is Everith. That's my name is Everith on streaming. Yeah. What is that called? Sapiosexual? I mean, don't get me wrong, intelligent conversations do like make me excited, but like on a very deep level. But at the same time, that's not the only thing. So I don't really want to like I don't want to choose that as to be like my titling. You know why I got into and I'm gonna give you a secret. This is why I got into the automotive industry. Well, number one, because I needed a job and it was a good paying job anyway, and it worked with my schedule. But the reason why I stayed in it as long as I did, number one, is because I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And two was because I got to be around all these guys that were hardworking and covered in grease and just and I love the smell of car grease. And it's the weirdest thing ever. I don't know why. Like men in uniforms and the smell of car grease is like it made me happy all day. I was at an elevated level like the entire day. So yeah. What other things he asked? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. But I will guarantee you that a hardworking man is definitely one of those top ones. Someone who has goals and an ambition and is looking to do something with his life is very much like, even if it's like a simple goal, like, hey, when I retire, I want to have a cabin on 100 acres, like in the middle of nowhere. I want to have a truck and have my guns and have my whiskey. Oh wait, that's my dream. Oh, hold on. And my bow, and just sit there and watch the snow fall as like I'm sitting right next to my wood stove and the wood that I cut myself. So yeah, while projecting. I'm just saying. But yeah, there's a lot of things. But I think conversation is a very good starting point. And like I said, if you guys have your freaking cologne on point, or like just like your personal, like, you know, just try, do something, anything. But definitely be yourself, like 100% be yourself. I know that doesn't sound very convincing, but legit, like, I really enjoy people for who they really are. Like, it makes the world worth living in. So, if we get along, great. If we don't get along, that's fine too. Doesn't change me none. No, I learned the being myself thing. That's good. You were right on. Well, good. I hope so. I don't know why I have these headsets on anymore. I am so looking forward to going to bed, for real. I've been tired all day today. I woke up this morning and like a disheveled mess as usual, and I don't know. It's just been a long day, and I'm mad that I didn't get to cut my wood. I get like frustrated with like the dumbest stuff. Anyway. Oh, and I'm going to go to the Biltmore Estate on December 12th for the Christmas candlelit dinner tour, and they have a Van Gogh exhibit there. I am beyond ecstatic, and the fact that I get to go with my friend is even more like, and I know that he's gonna be totally into this. Like, it's gonna be so awesome. Creativity drains you. I tell you what, like all this social media stuff is gonna be like, it's so hard to like get all these things straight. And I know I've talked about this before on my streams, but it really is. If you're a first timer streamer and you're just now getting into these things and just now getting into social media, you end up drowning in it. Legit, like drowning in it. And it sucks. Like trying to get started and get everything all set up and ready to go. I mean, nothing worth having is easy, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I've been battling this for like a year, but I also, my own fault, dropped off for a while. So, and I just now got back into it, and I'm like actually like putting a ton of effort into it. So, we'll see. We'll see. I hope something really amazing comes of it, but we'll see. I really enjoy doing this. And I am live at 10 a.m., 5 p.m., and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time daily. I also stream on my other websites at 1 p.m., but we're going to try to work some things out with that. Pretty much concentrating and working up, doing a bit of social media, move on and work. Yeah, and I'll be honest, it does. It takes a lot to be able to even get out of bed sometimes, you know? I've been there. I know. I totally understand where you're coming from. If it's in like a sad like aspect of it, and
even when you're in it, sometimes it doesn't feel sad. But like it took me months to get past that point of being able to get out of bed. I got like last year was the worst year aside from the wreck. Since the wreck and back in 2019, my entire world changed. My entire world changed. And last year, I lost everything. And I'm just now baby stepping my way back up. And so I totally understand, the struggles of life and stuff like that. Um, and I've been hit with a lot of really bad news in the past 2 years, a lot. And it's just, it was really hard. It hit me all at once. You're rebuilding too? I feel like there are a lot of people that are rebuilding, especially from last year. Last year really hit everybody hard. It's still affecting people, but they're slowly, either A, they're slowly coming back, or B, I mean, it's hitting everybody at specific times and it's hitting everybody in different ways. So, but yeah, baby steps. So I can do. Even if you could just take the next 30 seconds and just keep breathing. Sometimes it does break it down to that point. Next 30 seconds. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. If you can at least exist for the next 30 seconds, and if my voice is the last thing that you hear, then so be it. At least I know you went in peace. Because there's a lot of people that are out there also from the opposite side of the spectrum, like holding on for nothing. And sometimes you just gotta let go. And I know that sounds sick. I know it sounds sad. And I know it sounds depressing, and people don't want to hear that. But there are people that are suffering, suffering. And like I said, if my voice is the last thing that you hear, and it gives you some form of peace, then so be it. Good song, Telepop Musk music. Telepop music. Breathe recommended. Yeah, I tell people all the time. Just keep breathing. I had 5 viewers and they all dropped off. I got real dark there for a second. This bitch is telling us to kill herself. What? No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want anybody to die. Ever. Just so I'm clear. I'm talking about people who are holding on to nothing. They have lived their lives. They're just holding on for nothing, just to exist. And they're sitting there suffering in pain, and it's time to let go. And it's okay. I forgive you for whatever you've done in your past. What happened in the past happened in the past. Move forward. The future is all ahead of you now. And so yeah, may now, the day after your birthday, be the first day of the rest of your life. But yeah, I watched my grandmother suffer a very slow, painful death. And the only reason she held on was for people who didn't weren't there for her. And I had hoped that she would have let go earlier. I mean, I would have hated it, but I would have rather that than her sit there and suffer for nothing. And that's why I say that. So yes, happier nights and happier days ahead. And like I said, may today be the first day of the rest of your life. And my blessing still holds true. So I hope y'all have a wonderful evening, even though I ended on like a horrible note. I'm sorry. That's I was trying to explain why I was saying that. So, but yeah, I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and wanted to make that completely clear before I left. And I hope that you are all very blessed in this year and also in 2022. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and I hope that see you guys next time. Until then, behave.